Hey there, I am Larry from BeAlive. Welcome to our Recess series where we encourage you to get out and enjoy the moments that matter. Today we're going over Boyne Mountain Ski Resort. We're going to give it a review out of 5 stars. We're going to let you know how it compares to some of the other hills in Michigan. Is it a good place to do a family trip, a group trip, or come by yourself? We're going to go over all of that and more in just a little bit. First, we'll start with location. It's technically in Boyne Falls, Michigan, but it's really close to Petoskey. That'd be like the biggest main city. And there's actually a ton to do there. It might be a tiny bit of a drive, but it's worth it because there's restaurants, there's breweries, there's great shopping. And like I said, you could fill a whole day off the hill just as much as you can on the hill and not get bored, especially if you're into there's some great breweries like I mentioned. It's a good spot to hang out with friends. Definitely a nice town. I like Petoskey a lot, especially if you're used to northern Michigan. You can get all just that northern Michigan feeling in Petoskey, which is great. And that kind of leads right into the next section, which is about accommodations on the hill. And Boyne kind of has it all. I'd say it's perfect whether you have, a group of people or a family of people. As I mentioned earlier, it might not be perfect if you're doing like a single day, like by yourself or just 1 or 2 people. But if you're planning like a long week or, a long weekend, maybe with your family, maybe a group of friends, there's a ton of options. When you're looking for a place to stay, you can go to Boyne's website and they've got, these hotel rooms as part of the main lodge, they call it, which are really nice rooms. There's places to like condos on the mountain, but I actually recommend looking at Airbnb or VRBO, whatever you want to call it first, because a lot of those condos are the same ones that you can rent through Boyne. You could rent through individuals for sometimes cheaper on those apps and get a great big condo right at the base of the hill for your family and friends. And it's a great time if you do it that way. That again leads us into the next thing you're probably asking is like, well, what else can you do there besides skiing and snowboarding? There's actually a ton of amenities at Boyne as well. So whether you're going in winter or out of season, there's a ton to do. Whether it's, they have the golfing, they have zip line tours, really impressive big water park for your kids to play in when they get sick of skiing, especially if it's their first time, they will get sick of skiing. There's snowshoeing, there's on-hill dining options. Basically, you name it, they have it at Boyne, and bars. They even have a bar that's on the hill at the very top, which is pretty cool. And most importantly, when those of you in the group who are not looking forward to skiing or snowboarding, there's a great spa as well, which is a big elaborate one at Boyne. So that's great. Up next is hill size and how many runs there are. There's actually a ton you can do at Boyne just on like getting every run in a day is pretty tough to do at Boyne. It's the widest hill in Michigan by far. There's more lifts. There's just so much to do on the hill. I recommend starting at one side and trying to make it to the other side and seeing how long that takes you, because you just can't get bored, especially if you're a park boy, if you're someone who's trying, or girl, park boy or girl, and you want to shred some rails and hit some jumps. Boyne goes all in on that and actually has 2 or 3 throughout the hill, so you can shake it up. There's exclusive jump lines. There's great stuff for everyone, every skill level. There's intermediate, beginner parks, so it really leads into that. And then if you're not a trickster and you're just getting started, there's actually I don't know how public it is, I'm pretty sure they still do it, but they have this great beginner lift that's totally free. So if you're first starting and you're not ready to dive into, frankly, and it's an expensive lift ticket. So if you want to dive in at, make sure you like the sport, maybe you're just getting started, there's a really great lift that'll take you through a long, flat, easy to learn hill. And it's, like I said, it's great for someone. It's like a bunny hill on steroids, because instead of a magic carpet or a tow rope, you get to take an actual lift up and you don't have to, buy a full ticket. So pretty cool of Boyne to do that. I think there's a couple other hills in this series that we'll talk about that offer something similar, but Boyne does it the best, I'd say. The next section here is about the best time and is there any special events? And there's almost too many to list at Boyne. They really dive into events for like themed weeks, and they've got this great little village at the base of the hill where there's always something happening. There's great restaurants, bars, shops, just without even leaving the hill. So there's just as I mentioned, so much to do. I'd say the best time to go is actually maybe preseason or postseason, because they're up north Michigan. They get hit with snow first, so they're one of the first hills to open, and that means they can build a bigger base and it takes longer to melt, so you can actually go do some spring skiing there when all the other hills are closed. And if you're lucky, the tickets will maybe be discounted a little bit, and you can get some good runs in and, you know, not deal with the crowd, because a lot of people go to Boyne and it gets pretty packed, and it's for a reason. It's because it's some of the best skiing in Michigan. You've made it to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. This is where we give a final review of Boyne Mountain, and I'd love to give it 5 out of 5, but as I mentioned throughout this video, it can be a little pricey, and then that price point really isn't for everyone, especially if you're just starting at skiing. That's why I'm going to give it a 4.5, because there's everything you can imagine without even leaving the resort. Like I said, there's, you know, a spa, there's a water park for the kids, and just tons and tons of runs. So it's pretty much perfect. And like I said, there's certain times throughout the year where you can get a good deal, or maybe find an Airbnb and you can have a 5 out of 5 star experience. So those of you lucky enough to dive in, do your research, and you can get that great deal. And if you're planning that trip, we actually offer a wonderful ski and snowboarding guide, which helps you plan the perfect trip. If you're in Michigan here and you want to, you know, start learning, maybe I don't know if I should rent skis or buy a snowboard, or where to even start. All of that's laid out at our website at BeAlive.com. And you can dive right in and learn just everything you need to know in one spot. And a free guide, we just, you know, are here to help you guys. So we want, as we mentioned, the goal of this series is to help people get out and enjoy those moments that matter. So strap on your skis and let's go have fun. So thanks for watching, and I'll see ya.